Hi, Dominic here, and today I just wanted to do a piece on dismantling Men's Health and Men's Fitness magazine. These magazines are the #1 trainer of clients or people who want to get in shape in the world. So if you look at something like Men's Fitness and Men's Magazine, this is this month's edition, which has like an Avengers Collector's Edition on it, which obviously makes it more attractive to people who are aim attendant and want to collect these things. But most people, when they're looking to get in shape, they'll pick up something like Men's Health magazine as opposed to going to a proper trainer and getting some proper training. There's a couple of issues I would have. There's some good information in Men's Health magazine, but there's an awful lot of issues I would have it, and today I'm going to give you what I think is good about it and what's bad and the solution. So basically, Men's Health magazine, you know, put some kind of superhero type person on the front cover, or somebody who's in great shape. So they have kind of a guy, maybe normal guy is like, oh, I have a six-pack, so they'll stick it on the front cover, and it'll give somebody who's reading it something to aspire to. This month it's obviously somebody who's going to be the Expendables. What they don't tell you is most of these people, it's their full-time job to be in great shape. They normally have chefs, cooks, trainers to help them do this. So if you're going to get in Men's Health cover model shape, you better be prepared to put in the kind of hours that they put in, because that's the reality of it. Also as well, a lot of the time they'll have guys with six-packs and everything looks good and everything's slightly maybe photoshopped. And like I've said in a previous article before, good abs are shown in the video, not in a picture. So if you want to see how good these guys are in shape, show me the video. The next thing in regards to Men's Health, the magazine is essentially centered around selling products or selling some kind of sexy, sort of cool thing. So maybe about 50% of the magazine is devoted to advertising. So like any magazine, the purpose of the magazine is to sell advertising and make money for the owners, obviously. This just happens to be about men's fitness or men's health. Most of the advertising is geared towards supplement, fashion, or automotive like cars. So it gives people what I tend to call the links effect, where people feel that if they spray the links on, it makes them more attractive to the opposite sex and so on, and it must make them cooler and more badass. So as long as you're aware that just because it has some scantily clad woman on one page and then some workout on the other, doesn't mean that X equals Y that you're going to get the scantily clad woman. Instruction and nutrition in general are quite poor in Men's Health magazine. They tend to, on the nutrition side of things, they tend to promote kind of like the typical kind of high fiber diet. They tend to promote the lipid hypothesis, which would mean that if we take in fat, then therefore we're going to put on fat and get fatter, as opposed to looking into the benefits. They don't really kind of go into like the benefits of good fats, and that saturated fat is not all it's cracked up to be, and that, you know, if you eat lots of red meat, it's going to increase your cholesterol levels, which is completely false. Which is, you know, they haven't really looked into the full science behind a lot of that. On the instruction side of things, they tend to be able to, in some miraculous way, be able to break down a training exercise. Like, let's say, for example, they had power cleans listed for this guy's workout, and they managed to explain how to do a power clean with unbelievably bad instruction in about 3 lines. Power cleans are Olympic lifting movements. Even kettlebell swings are a movement that's probably going to take most people the guts of 6 months to a year just to get remotely competent and not look like a complete spanner doing them. And it's amazing that they would allow movements like that to be programmed in the magazine when the majority of people have an absolute snowball's chance in hell of being able to do them correctly. I think the next point is the before and after pictures that they tend to use at will throughout the magazines, and every month their job is to reinvent fitness all the time. So they have to provide these before and afters all the time. Any program, the worst program designed in the world, done with incredibly good consistency, with good nutrition, will work for 6 weeks. So you can have a guy that's starting out, big pot belly, rounded shoulders, and then suddenly he kind of loses a little bit of weight, stands up a little bit taller, looks a little bit more tense when he's, you know, shooting, taking it after shooting it. Miraculously, the guy looks better, and then, you know, his arms look kind of like, you know, unflexed in the start, and then he tightens up on the after, and then immediately things start to look a little bit more dramatic. Most of these before and afters tend to be focused around some product they're reviewing, so then there's that association through product that therefore you'll get these results if you use these products. If before and after pictures don't heavily emphasize consistency and hard work and not product, then I'm more likely to believe what they have to sell or what they're trying to sell me. The solution to all of this, in my opinion, should be CCPV. So CCPV stands for, if you're working, getting in shape for the first time, these are the things that you need to be looking for all of the time. And it's something that I think men's health and men's fitness should constantly go back to. But it's very hard to sell unsexy side of training and things that are people just have to do consistently. I have no problem with people varying their programs an awful lot. Absolutely no problem with that. What I have a problem with is people kind of buying into a program, and then 4 weeks later it's like the new advanced Avengers program, and so there's no need to kind of constantly completely change up your program all the time, as long as you're always coming back to the fundamentals. CCPV stands for, the first thing a client should do is check. So they should get somebody to assess them, to see where they are physically, to see what mechanical issues they might have, which is virtually never addressed in magazines like this. Then the second thing they should do is correct. So they should fix those sort of issues before they move on. They don't have to spend like 10 weeks correcting all the major issues, because everybody's got them, shoulders and hips are the main two. But at least if they have that integrated as part of their program, it would make a massive difference. The next part is programming, so people should use smart programming, where the program is reflected on what the person is capable of doing and what's right for that individual at that time. So am I going to start teaching power cleans to a 42-year-old male who's not done any exercise in any significant degree in the last 10 years of his life? No, I'll get him to start off with very, very simple movements, get his mobility trained up, get basic strength built up, like can he do push-ups, can he do chin-ups, can he or she use their own body weight efficiently in a lot of movements. If they can't, work on that as opposed to trying to add load or use dumbbells or anything like that straight away. The last part is variety, so it's still a huge fan of people varying their programs, but as long as the variety is done for the sake of just changing things up, but you're still coming back down to, like I might use split squats instead of regular squats for, a 6-week period, or I might, do single-legged deadlifts as opposed to, let's say, glute ham raises for a while. But and that can be integrated throughout the entire program. But I think it's good if you leave the programming up to somebody who's responsible and that kind of has a lot of these things in mind, as opposed to just picking up Men's Health magazine and flicking your way through it, kind of thinking, yeah, I'm just going to pick this out. Because I see this in commercial gyms all the time, where you have people who photocopy programs, not even from the likes of Men's Health. They might have, they photocopy Joe DeFranco's program, they photocopy some other kind of big name trainer's program, and they're kind of following it as, in the hope that they're going to get results like, some American football superstar, as opposed to doing their CCPV. So, enjoy Men's Health. I think there's some great stuff in there, and like I'm all for looking at what the new watches and cars and other products are out there. But at the same time, you should be able to take a step back and always come back to your CCPV. As long as you follow that, I think you have a much better chance of staying and getting you in far further shape. Thanks for your time. Hope you enjoy.